What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So Cancer, I mentioned it on the other channel, but I'm kind of switching things up a bit. I figured with that recent planetary energy spread that I have, that's going to be the monthly readings for this channel, and then the rest of the time these are going to be weekly readings. So Cancer, whenever you happen to come across this video, this could resonate with you. So just keep that in mind, Cancer. And then also, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation. Okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. So Cancer, with this spread, we're just going to be going with the flow. And just so you all know, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings. So apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Okay. And then lastly, these decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them all down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But look at you, Cancer. You got the 8th card of Libras here, which is the Blinders card. And with the Blinders card, this is a card of victim mentality, confusion, tunnel vision, resist clarity, let me put my reading glasses on, confirmation bias, restriction, narrow focus, echo chamber, denial, oblivious, out of touch, hyper focus, and concentration. And this is interesting, Cancer. So I feel like maybe for some of us, there's been this, I'm a little curious about this. That victim mentality and confusion seems a little bit kind of intense. But I'm wondering, Cancer, just thinking more so kind of with like the denial and kind of like keeping just like the blinders on and stuff. It's just like I'm wondering if we're ignoring something. You know, if there's these things that maybe we're trying to like focus on. Let's say, for example, if we have like maybe some kind of like fighting that's going on with people, or maybe there's some stress or whatever that's going down, Cancer, and maybe we're using like work, for example, as a distraction, or maybe we're using like video games or just like social media or whatever, anything to ignore maybe just some fires that may be going around you, Cancer. And if that's the case, where listen, I get where we don't want to, you know, especially if there's any kind of stressors or anything like that, Cancer, anything that's like shaking up our stability. I can get, you know, kind of wanting to take the focus away from that for a second and just kind of get some clarity. But don't let that time that you're putting that stuff away be a distraction. You know, let's take this time in this energy, instead of you putting it towards like escapism, using that stress that you may be feeling, anxiety, worry, whatever it is that we may be ignoring, using that energy to figure out how we can get out of this situation. But let's get a little bit more on this before I kind of get into it, because this is a rather intense card here. So let's get a little bit more on that, Cancer. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is kind of what I was talking about, Cancer. If we have the blinders on because we're ignoring something, then with this 2 of Wands popping up here, I feel like what I was saying is like it's time to get a game plan. You know, we can stay kind of like with this 1 wand, we can kind of stay stuck in this situation, ignoring stuff here, or we can be bold, be brave, and figure out what are we going to do next, you know, and figure out how we can take action, because this is Mars and Aries. And when you think about just that combination, Cancer, Mars is dignified in Aries. They rule Aries, and that's all the heat that you can imagine. They're all about taking action, and they're not going to ignore whatever it is, any kind of fears, whatever this thing is that's maybe got you worried, Cancer. go ahead and face this thing head on, because here's the thing: the sooner that you face it, the sooner that it's over, but if we draw this thing out, then yeah, it's going to just throw us out of balance, and it's just going to perpetuate a problem that we really could have knocked out. Now, I'm also kind of getting with this Cancer, if we're not like, there's not any sort of like issues, if there's some kind of things that we're wanting to be focused on, like, maybe there's some I almost feel like this almost gives me, like, if you have like any studies that you need to do, for example, or any sort of like responsibilities. Let's say maybe we need to learn some skills for work, or maybe we need to be focused on some paperwork or anything like, or something along those lines for like a business or something. I just will say, Cancer, too, just kind of be mindful of distractions, and just in general, and making sure that it's not getting in the way of, just this journey that we set out. It's fun to have, like little breaks and things in between. But if we get to a point where we have something that's just taking us off course here, Cancer, and that's, yeah, just really getting us, getting us away from our journey, then just keep eyes on that, Cancer. Well, let's get a little bit more on this. Oh, yeah. Interesting. More. Okay. Okay, because we got the Knight of Wands in reverse here, Cancer. And this is fascinating, because with the Knight of Wands, I'm still getting this energy of just like, if anything is getting in the way of your momentum, let's keep this moving. And I also feel like, Cancer, going back to those distractions, this is not something that we want to shy away from, I feel, with this. This is Leo energy. And with Leo being in reverse, I can get where we may be feeling, a little, maybe not confident in this, or maybe, feeling a little, again, anxious, maybe afraid, whatever this situation is that we might be ignoring. But don't be afraid to tackle this, Cancer, because again, it's only going to help get you through whatever the situation is a lot faster than just staying stuck in this thing, and just like channeling it out, and just sweeping it under the rug. And I'm also kind of feeling, Cancer, just with, if we have like something that we're focusing on, also with this Knight of Wands, just to be something, make sure that we're not rushing through, I'm just thinking with Libra, they can deal with like documents and, law matters and things along those lines. So if we're reviewing any sort of like documents, anything along those lines, just make sure that we're paying attention to the fine print, Cancer, okay? More? Let's see what else we got. Ooh, okay, we got King of Cups. Oh, come on, Cancer. We got King of Cups, and we got the Chariot here. So this is fascinating. Cancer, I really feel like with these two kind of popping up here, just in when we're talking about with any sort of just tuning things out, sweeping things under the rug, ignoring our problems here. Cancer, I feel like the King of Cups popping up here saying that you can get control over this, that you're stronger than you may realize with this thing. And where I get, whatever the situation may be, it could, I may not understand the intensity of it, why we may be putting it off. But Cancer, I say tackle this thing while you still have, like, not to say that you won't get out of control with handling it, but handle this thing while you're still in a clear state of mind, you know what I mean? Because again, if we allow this stuff to get out of hand, let this mountain become, or excuse me, this molehill become a mountain, then it's going to be hard for us to get through this stuff. And I mean, you'll still get through it, Cancer, but it's just going to it's going to make you work harder. It's going to make your sphinxes work harder. It's just going to be a lot of work. We may have to change some tires on our Chariot along the way, Cancer. It's just going to be a lot of extra work here. So we don't want to do all that, Cancer. We want to be efficient in what we're doing here. Yeah, you hopefully get what I'm saying. But yeah, don't don't let, difficult times or anything along those lines keep you from moving forward, Cancer, because that's all this is really saying. Really is just keep it moving, and you're going to get I promise, when you handle this thing and start getting that stuff resolved, you're going to feel so much better and feel more at ease with this situation. Okay, more. All right, Cancer, let's get some more oracle cards. Interesting. Okay. Look at you, Cancer, feeling a little, oh, interesting. Okay. That had a little flavor onto this card here. Well, Cancer, stay calm. we're still chill, still King of Cups. You got the second card of Pisces here, which is the Flamingos. And this Flamingos card is a card of soulmates, lovers, union, courtship, dating, attraction, seduce, long-term potential, displays of affection, charm, it factor, two of a kind, alluring, and je ne sais quoi. And so, Cancer, let's just talk about if we're feeling in love for a minute. If we got a little crush on someone, Cancer, because this is good energy for it, because Venus will be in Taurus up until the 10th of April. And not to say that that you can't date past that, Cancer, but this is just like a really, really opportune time to work with the energy. Just because Venus is at home and she's feeling more herself, relaxed in her sensual, earthly energy. So if we've been thinking about maybe, and even just kind of thinking about this here, Cancer, with this Two of Wands Chariot combo here, if there's someone we have our eyes on that we might be thinking that could be like soulmate potential, or at least long-term potential, something along those lines, come on, Chariot, go ahead and see where that goes, make a move. And here you got King of Cups is one of Pisces cards, and also, Cancer, just thinking with the King of Cups, he's a type of figure, he's very confident in what he does. He's very much about very social energy and just like really getting to know each other. So I'm just thinking with this Knight of Wands being in reverse here, don't be afraid of if we got our eye on someone, Cancer, go ahead and see where that takes you. But I'm also wondering, Cancer, we're going to do a complete 180. So brace yourself. Because just thinking with this victim mentality and this tunnel vision and things along those lines, just making sure that if we are in a relationship, just that we're, if we're not in something that is holding us down, Cancer, that we don't feel that there's any sort of like emotional abuse or any type of abuse for that matter that's going down here, and making sure that if there is something going down, that we don't just turn a blind eye to this thing, Cancer, especially if this is getting may possibly get you in a precarious situation here. So that's just something, just a little sidebar to think about. But let's get a little bit more on this two of Pisces, this Flamingos card here. Maybe that's what I'll start calling these cards. You got the Two of Pisces, this is Eight of Libra. Interesting, Cancer, King of Swords, Knight of Cups. Ooh, Cancer. And listen, I normally don't read the Knight of Cups as a romance card, but he's coming in on the love, Cancer. So, we can't not talk about it. So, and especially, with this King of Swords energy popping up here, this could be something, Cancer, where you could have a potentially really wise figure here, and maybe this is something where just weird stories are just kind of forming, Cancer. Let's say if we just got out of something, maybe there's this person that's coming in and they seem too good to be true. Because this energy is dope. King of Cups, King of Swords, Knight of Cups, that gives me someone who's just like emotionally stable, very wise, very smart, maybe someone who likes to, just a very balanced individual is what I'm getting with this. And maybe some of us are feeling just like with this Cups, maybe this is someone who's maybe expressed interest and we're we're just like, who are you, king? This don't quite. And Cancer, if we're basing this off of, something from a previous thing where I do get, keep in mind of your red flags. That I will say, trust your intuition. But also, when we get out of things like this, and who knows however long this if there's been, time that's passed with this. Who knows, what new energy will come through this once we've taken the time to heal and taken the time to get through this stuff. Maybe this person here may be more understanding of your situation than you realize, Cancer. Who knows what this person might be? Could be soulmate level. But it's just something to think about, Cancer. But this does seem for me, if we are thinking about maybe doing some type of love thing, I mean really Knight of Cups, second card of Pisces, a Pisces, absolutely, Cancer. This is something. I think this. Check it out, Cancer. Just give it a few dates. I get if you want to maybe take things slow. Maybe not rush it with this Knight of Wands. Look at you being all chivalrous. I'm with it. All right, Cancer, where are we going here? And just even, I'll tell you where we may be going, Cancer, because even with the Libra card, this could be, Libra has to deal with partnerships as well. So that's something to keep in mind too, Cancer. But really, it's trust your intuition with this. Just because with that blinders card, just even thinking about, because even as I was talking about it, I was falling in love, Cancer. And let's make sure that we do, if we have any sort of that we're not compromising putting ourselves in weird situations, or that we don't put on the blinders and not see things and ignore stuff, Cancer. I hope you get what I'm trying to get at here. More. Let's see what else we got here. Interesting. Okay. So you got the Eight of Cups here, Cancer. And this is a card of, I feel like, letting go and journeying into the unknown. So I do feel like maybe if some of us, if we've gotten out of a relationship maybe here recently, and maybe this is something where we're feeling just like maybe a little nervous or something along those lines, Cancer. I feel like it's one of those things you gotta. I don't feel like this is gonna be. It's neither good nor bad if you decide to go with this person or not. It's got to be what is gonna be. Don't think about anybody else when it comes to these situations, Cancer. Really feel like, what is it that your heart is telling you? And if we've moved on, if we're still maybe clinging on to stuff, maybe from like a previous relationship, or we're not ready to move forward, but you're interested in this person maybe. I feel like, this King of Swords, this person might be understanding of your situation here, but I do feel like if this is someone who does feel different, you can't quite explain it. It feels a little more than just like a fling type of thing. I say, see where it goes, Cancer. Journey into the unknown. Who knows what this change could bring? What new opportunities? Because after the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups, and that's getting closer to your happiness, that wish fulfillment, that happy home, happy family. So just something to think about, Cancer. I feel like when we're just going, because wow, yeah, we're just going through love, Cancer. But I also feel like as well, one more thing, Cancer. Just because there's been a lot of past energy that's been going down that I've noticed here the last couple of weeks, and not just in my readings, but something to think about. If we did just come out of something, remembering that, because sometimes, especially when we're in these sort of weird type of energy periods right now where there's a lot of change and stuff that's going down, people are wanting to look for security right now. And if we had someone who might have, things went weird in the past, but maybe they're trying to romance you, oh, Cancer, I've changed. Look at this, look at all this growth, blah, blah, blah. And it may very well be, Cancer. You, again, trust your intuition, but just be mindful. If we do have, old horses with blinders, coming in, or, trying to, maybe pitching romance and stuff here, Cancer, trying to fill up all your cups. I feel like, just maybe take a moment and pause for a second. Weigh the pros and cons of this. Like, why are we doing this? Let's get an understanding here. Like, what are we doing, kings? So, all right, Cancer. Let's get another oracle card here. But you do got an awful lot of people here, Cancer. So maybe this is something too. Maybe you gotta. This may be and listen. Not that I mean like I don't feel like people are. You know what I mean, Cancer. But just with all these people here, I feel like that it's one of those things that if we're worried if love is going to come in, maybe after a situation like this, I feel like not only is love coming in, but I feel like some strong suitors may be coming in here, Cancer. So just keep the faith, Cancer, and focus on this time. If we are in sort of like an in-between phase right now, this is a great time to love yourself and nurture yourself and really do some good healing. You take the time, Knight of Cups, and fill up your cups and do some romantic things for you. Take you out on a date. Get your head and your heart right and get up, So let's let's get some more, Cancer. Oh, interesting. All right, we got the 9 of Aquarius here. Yeah, I think that's going to stay, Cancer. So, and the 9 of what is the 9 of Aquarius? The 9 of Aquarius is the water carrier. I'm with it. And this is a card of humanitarian, generosity, nobility, balance, calm life, communication, compassion, unselfish, alleviate suffering, benefactor, care for others, humane, helpful, and ethical. And this is a nice little finish here, Cancer. I feel like maybe for some of us, if we are maybe going through, I'm just thinking with this confusion, maybe feeling a little out of touch, maybe feeling a little like just kind of like maybe in that healing place right now, Cancer. Just thinking with, how much Aquarius is all about the soul tribe and raising the vibration. Maybe something that might help raise your vibration is maybe doing some community stuff or some care for others. For example, maybe volunteering at a food shelter, or maybe doing like a park cleanup, or however that might look for you, Cancer. Maybe doing maybe just some loving things for like the planet, or maybe just for the community, or maybe starting, like maybe you want to start up a little thing, Cancer. Who knows what that looks like? But just thinking with this humanitarian energy, this could be maybe we feel like there's been, because here's something I've been thinking about, Cancer, just kind of randomly now that you brought that up. Thanks, Cancer. Maybe this is something where, just think with the blinders, how well do we know the people around us? How well are we connected with like our neighbors and just like our neighborhoods, maybe in our apartment complex. This is not to say that you need to bake a casserole and go visit everybody, Cancer, but maybe making it more a point to just like to say hey, to be, for pleasantries and just little things like that, just so that people like, start recognizing your face and things. Because I'll tell you what, I remember having this conversation with someone like a few years back, and they told me that they make it a point to get to know everyone kind of around their place, just on the off chance. They had told me like one time they had locked their keys out of their apartment, and then something, thankfully they knew someone else across their way, and blah, 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 and it just all kind of worked out for them, Cancer. So that just may be something to think about. But I also feel just kind of like with this, if we are going through this, because this blinders card it's a weird little wrench in this kind of tale here. So if there is some kind of healing that's going down, because just with this alleviating suffering, compassion, take some time for yourself. And even with, because here's I'll tell you, Cancer, what a tale. Because maybe this is something where, like I was saying, maybe we're like maybe focusing in on work to ignore maybe some problems that we're dealing with, Cancer. If we're healing everybody else, but we're not taking the time to, again, fill up our own cups, Take some time for that, because this is going to affect how you help others. If you're not feeling at your best place, if you're, if we're putting on this facade that everything's okay, well, sure, everything will be fine for a while, but eventually that's going to affect your energy, Cancer, and it's going to make it hard for you to keep up these appearances. So just make sure that we're taking some time to, finding balance, Cancer. But let's get a little bit more on this Nine of Aquarius here. All right, interesting. So we got the Nine of Wands. Oh, High Priestess. Oh, and Aquarius. Okay. And Cancer, because just thinking with this, because the Nine of Wands, High Priestess are in reverse here, and then the Star is upright. And just thinking with this, just the Star card, Cancer, I do feel like that maybe some of us have gone through some sort of situation here. Maybe we just got out of like a Tower moment situation, maybe some kind of breakup or something. But this, I do feel like that this is a good time if we're in a tough spot right now. Give yourself some space to heal. Get your intuition back in line. Take some time, do some soul searching. Get yourself back in balance here, because when we're operating from a place of confusion and just this lack of clarity and just sort of just like going through the motions here, not really checking in, we're going to burn ourselves out, Cancer. I feel like with this Nine of Wands, and it makes it tough to persevere, and it's all kinds of messed up here. And the fact that Cancer, I mean, come on here, our ruler and our card here, your energy's coming through in a strong way. So this, I feel like that this is the time. Maybe take some time this week, whenever you happen to be catching this, and just let the focus be on you for a little while. Do some things that make you happy. Do some stuff that can alleviate the suffering. Whatever it is that may be going down. Do some helpful things for you. Get yourself in like a calm environment. Just this Aquarius, this Nine of Aquarius is actually very nice, but I also feel like too, Cancer, maybe this is someone, if we're, because I'm just thinking with this too, if we're going through something, Cancer, I feel like, because the Star card too can be like a card of unexpected help. And I feel like with all these people here, Cancer, that if we're having a hard time with something right now, talk to some of these people. Hit up this Knight of Cups, King of Swords, King of Cups, Knight of Wands. Well, maybe not the Knight of Wands. He's in reverse. He might not want to hear that. He may be going through something right now. And you know what? Well, you know what I mean, Cancer. But that could be something too, just reaching out, however that looks. And if we don't, maybe if these kings don't understand, if we want to maybe go for professional help, that's fine too. But just making sure that we are taking time to process this, Cancer. Let's see what else we got here. All right, Cancer. Whoa. All right. Wow, Cancer. Interesting. Let's switch back over here, Cancer. Because you got the Hierophant upright here as your last card here. And Cancer, I feel like with this, that for some of us, again, making sure that we're taking the time to just like connect with ourselves again and to heal. But that's because just with how the High Priestess and the Hierophant kind of pop, how they're, High Priestess is in reverse here, maybe this is something where I feel like we might have gotten something out of whack here, maybe for some of us, if we just got out of something weird and we're not sure if we can trust this Hierophant, because the Hierophant and the High Priestess are like high divine, like they're after like the Emperor and the Empress, they're like the next like divine counterparts, and they're like highly intuitive counterparts. This is like soulmate level. So I'm just feeling just like with this, with all these kings that popped up, if we had a Hierophant that maybe has popped into our realm here, Cancer, and you can tell the energy is different, but you can't quite put your finger on it. I feel like that if we're questioning this person, again, know that you can trust your intuition that is going to lead you the right way. But this Hierophant does give me like good vibes, that this could be someone that may help you get back in touch with your intuition, may help with that healing, Cancer, with that star card here, that unexpected help. But yeah, this is a time to, I don't feel like this is a time to disconnect from any sort of, from our feelings or anything. Make sure that we're processing the stuff and that we understand what's gone down here. And I feel like that's going to be the best way for you to move on to, because after the star card, it's, wait, is it the star card, the moon, then the sun? Well, Cancer, the healing is coming. Yeah, I think it is the moon after this. But Cancer, things are going to improve. Ignore this rambling here, but things I do feel like are going to improve. Just give it some time and make sure that we're taking these moments here and just like nurturing ourselves. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave that there. This was interesting, Cancer. It's, yeah, like that blinders kind of threw a wrench in things. But this is like if we're thinking about love or something along those lines, I say, again, trust your high priestess, but see where it might take you. Especially, I feel like if this is something new, now if this is like a past thing, again, be mindful there, But I feel like if this is something new that's going down here, check that out and see where that may go, Cancer. But if you like that, give it a thumbs up, and share this. If you know someone who might be going through this, Cancer, might be going through any kind of doubts or, thinking about love or however this might be looking. Because I tell you, this was a fascinating tale here. And then if you haven't already, subscribe and then hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. And then social media, right now I'm working on some other stuff with the other things. But I've started this group on Insight Timer. We're growing, and it's a group called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration. And it's just a place where I drop affirmations there daily. But if you happen to, because considering how wise and freaking intuitive you are right now, Cancer, if you got any wisdom that you want to drop into the mix here, please, we will gladly take it. You need a little, or if you just need a little pick-me-up, while you're maybe going through some healing, get yourself some positive affirmations. Absolutely. Got you, Cancer. There's a treasure trove over there. And again, that's on the app Insight Timer, and the group is Zodiac's Raising the Vibration. And then Cancer. If you haven't heard of the Chariot and Friends, you're going to know how I feel about the Chariot and Friends, because come on, you got two of the hottest tickets. Come on, Cancer, all we're just missing is the Queen of Cups to complete this lovely little trifecta. But come on over to my channel, the Chariot and Friends, Cancer. It's for you if you got Cancer in placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever. And we absolutely discuss the High Priestess, lunar shenanigans, I think the Chariot just popped out not too long ago. So come on over to that, Cancer. It's made especially for you, my sun signs in Cancer. So you come on. So, and again, that's all that housekeeping, Cancer. It's down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. And wow, so this love tale is going to end on a cliffhanger here, because you got the Lovers in reverse. Jeez. And then we got the Nourish card. And Cancer, I feel like with this Nourish card, I feel this is an interesting combination here, this Lovers in reverse and Nourish. I feel like it's not saying that love isn't going to come, but maybe just love isn't the focus. And maybe if we're entertaining a Hierophant, they've given you soulmate vibes or something, maybe just letting them know that it's just like, hey, again, like I'm feeling this, I love it, but I still got, is there a way that we can make this work, that I can, make sure that I'm focusing on me, doing some nourishing stuff, and we maybe just kind of take this slow at first, just kind of really get to know each other, just so, but that's where I feel like this is This is a complex tale, Cancer, and this is one where don't rush in this situation. Just pause for a second, especially with just all this intuitive energy right now. Because the Lovers for me is like your higher self kind of winking at you here. And with them popping up in reverse, Cancer, and with the High Priestess being in reverse, you know, it may be time to connect with our intuition and really listen to where the universe is trying to guide you, okay? And just be mindful of these people, and you know, because I get, you know, we love the security, we love to nurture others, all of that, but it's just like we don't want to do it to our detriment, because that's not just going to affect you, Cancer. It's going to affect everyone that you're nurturing and that you're healing. So just something to be mindful of. But I think, because wow, that, I mean, just really what a roller coaster this story was, Cancer. So you stay safe and stay mindful, you know, in this situation here, because it seems like there may be just maybe a lot of chatter that's going on just with all these kings and knights and hierophants. If we have to, Cancer, just make sure you keep it moving. Just keep it moving. And keep just raise your vibration through the roof right now, Cancer. Nourish yourself. Nourish yourself. Maybe we're just focusing too much on love, Cancer. Nourish yourself right now, just with all this energy here. And I will catch you on the next one later. Because this is like some like telenovela stuff. Like, I would love that, like a High Priestess Hierophant thing. That might actually be really funny.